And let's talk about Ricky Martin because, as we all know, congratulations to Benito Ocasio, who just won a couple of Grammys, including the big one, Album of the Year, where he spent literally 10 minutes in his seat, taking it all in with his hand over his face, trying to hold back tears. And you know what? I did miss that part because I was like impatient. And I think it was at the end of the show. And I'm like, bro, it's time for you to get up off your ass, get up on that stage. Can you come on? Because I think, and you know what? Maybe it's the jaded side of me because for too long, I've seen so many celebrities just act so pretentious when they win these awards. But then looking back on it, when I started rewatch, when I gave it a rewatch and I looked at some of the clips, I'm like, this is Benny. Well, it is Benny. I'm sitting there watching Bad Bunny um, get all emotional and be genuine about it and be authentic about it. And I don't think I'm used to seeing celebrities being authentic because you see all these girls, oh my God, like Taylor Swift and them being all fake and phony with all these wins and stuff, or Beyonce, oh, I'm relatively surprised, and tries to act like she ain't know she was gonna win an award. So sometimes it just be hard for me because I'm just like, y'all being a mad fake with it, y'all not even that good an actor where y'all trying to act like y'all genuinely shocked. There was like he was genuinely shocked, and I was shocked. Well, I guess we was all shocked when Lola Young won her award. So I believed her when she got up there and she was just all flustered and cussing and all that other stuff. But nevertheless, Bad Bunny won his awards. He's gearing up to take the world by storm and leave the conservatives big mad over his performance at the Super Bowl to the point that these people had to go over there and create their very own thing, which looks very county fair. It looks very county fair versus you're about to get something that is going to be a global, worldwide situation. We're talking about like you got Kid Rock and a bunch of people we ain't never heard of getting up there performing. I'm like, this is not even the flex that y'all think it is. And I don't care how much y'all try to hype it up or slice it or dice it, whatever the case is, faux news. The people don't care. So y'all out here acting all spooked and nervous and everything over the fact that, yeah, we got someone with some actual melanin, some sazon in their situation that's going to yet again move the cultural needle while y'all sit up in here and try to whitewash it for one of your own down the line. It is what it is. And then again, when we had Spring Roll, loose skin looking ass doing his post Grammy interview where he's like, and y'all know, well, Spring Roll, that's what I used to call, that's Jelly Roll's new name. So he's up there, I don't want to talk about politics. I just learned about politics when I came out of jail. Well, motherfucker, how long your ass been out of jail? You ain't like you just got out yesterday. And then you just all of a sudden just discovered the fact that the internet exists. You could give an opinion on things. The fact of the matter was you didn't want to get the backlash because we already know who you align yourself with. Your wife is good friends with Jeffree Star, because I remember I heard about that. So his wife is good friends with Jeffree Star, problematic racist ass. And then aren't you doing? I don't even know. Did it happen already, or is it still happening? You're doing the same festival that Kid Rock is putting together, the one that Ludacris they said was supposed to be a part of, but then Ludacris apparently dropped out. He said, I was never a part of it. I don't know what to believe in regards to that, but his people, Shaka Zulu over there that worked with him, with Ludacris, said he was never part of the situation. So, nevertheless, I just feel like you can't just come in here and backpedal when your back is up against the wall and we're in a sticky political climate right now. You can't sit up here and just backpedal, especially when you started out as a rapper and trying to benefit off of a genre created by Black people, but you ain't got nothing to say about ICE and all this other stuff going on. And we've seen the pictures of you at the airport hugged up all on MAGA Barbie, Christy Nome, who has been at the forefront of all of this ICE raids and all of this other stuff. So we know where you stand. You ain't got to tell us. We know. And I say actions speak louder than words, but it is what it is. So fuck you, Spring Roll. Now, the person I won't say fuck you too, but I wouldn't mind fucking is Ricky Martin. So Ricardo Martin basically shared a heartfelt public message celebrating Bad Bunny following the artist's historic night at the Grammy Awards, calling the moment deeply personal and culturally significant. So Yeah, Ricky was all in his feelings about Bad Bunny's historic night, and basically said, Benito brother, seeing you win 3 Grammy Awards, one of them for Album of the Year with a production entirely in Spanish, touched me deeply, not only as an artist, but as a Puerto Rican who has walked stages around the world carrying his language, his accent, and his story. This is what he said in Spanish in the letter, which was published Tuesday in the Puerto Rican newspaper El Nuevo Dia, in which he shared via screenshot on his Instagram stories. Now, Bad Bunny, whose full name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, won Best Global Musical Performance for EO, the Best Música Urbana Album, and Album of the Year for Debí Tirar Más Fotos. The latter award marked the first time in Grammy history that an all Spanish language album won in that category. And I think that's what I would just say, like, that's what I loved about it, because here's the thing, and I feel like with this message, I think it's perfect that it's coming from someone like Ricky Martin, because back when Ricky Martin was popping on American, like crossed over to the Anglo market, there was something called, and I don't know, many of you may not be familiar with this because it could be, I know I bring people of all the ages up in this show. So there was something called the Latin Explosion. So a part of the Latin Explosion, we had Shakira, we had Ricky Martin, we had Enrique Iglesias, we even had Paulina Rubio at one point. We had who else? I said Shakira, right? Gloria Estefan always will be the grand dame of the Latin explosion crossing over. But years later, it was, the Ricky Martins, Enrique Iglesias, Mark Anthony, Jennifer Lopez, and a lot of the people within that group that was coming out. Shakira even learned English just so that way she can cross over into the American market. I love them. And so Ricky Martin, out of all of them, was like the biggest artist to come out of that scene, and was all over MTV, was global, worldwide, blew up after he performed. I think it was Living La Vida Loca. He performed, and The Cup of Life. He performed at the Grammys the same year. Until won for the Ray of Light album. And then that's when all of a sudden everybody wanted to work with him and everything. And his career just blew up from that performance. And people was living and we were all eating it up. And so for someone like Ricky Martin to be able to cross over in that part, but he can't still experience the same thing in so many ways, because unlike Ricky Martin, Benito never compromised his being Puerto Rican as a way to cross over into other markets. He had people meet him where he's at, because he was just some regular kid that was bagging groceries in a store, in a grocery store in Puerto Rico, who had nothing but a dream, came out and started making his music entirely in his language, using like trap and all these different styles of music. And people were just liking the way, like his style, his cadence, like the way he would deliver his rap lyrics and things of that nature. And he blew up and started crossing over into the other markets. And he never felt the need that, oh, I have to learn English in order to cross over and be successful. He's learning English now, and he's still getting there, which it takes a lot of time that for him to get his English and whatever better. But we got you. We understand. Take all the time you need. But I love the fact that he's just authentically himself. And that's what I think people resonate with him more. And the fact that he says that how he connects with so many different genres and different styles. And I even watched the Vogue video that they put out. I can't remember it might have been yesterday when they put it out, but I saw it today. And the Vogue video basically was like how he had that Schiaparelli, who doesn't even make menswear, basically design a woman's wear outfit that was on the runway from one of their shows for him. And I love the blazer. It was giving very Matador, the way that it fit on him. And somebody said that he was wearing a bulletproof vest. I don't know if that's true, but I'm like, no, it looked very much like that outfit had him together. It was fitting right and tight. So now Ricky also went on to say this. He said, I know what it means to succeed without letting go of where you come from. I know how heavy it is, what it costs, and what is sacrificed when you decide not to change because others ask you to. That's why what you have achieved is not just a historic musical accomplishment. It's a cultural and human victory. You won without changing the color of your voice. You won without erasing your roots. You won by staying true to Puerto Rico. Now, Martin, who, was born in San Juan, First broke out as member of the boy band Menudo before embarking on a successful solo career. His single "Living La Vida Loca" topped both the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK singles chart. And with over 70 million records sold worldwide, he is one of the best-selling Latin artists of all time. Now, Martin confessed in his letter that watching Bad Bunny hoist his trophies on stage put a lump in my throat because he recognized that something important is happening, not just for you, but for all of us, saying what touched me most about seeing you there on the Grammy stage was the silence of the entire audience when you spoke. He wrote, when you defended the immigrant community, when you pointed out a system that persecutes and separates, you spoke from a place I know very well. That place where fear and hope exist, where millions live between languages, borders, and deferred dreams. He added, referring to Bad Bunny's emotional speech on stage in which he denounced immigration and basically ICE, and powerfully declared, in part, we're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans. He also concluded by saying this achievement is for a generation for whom you taught that their entire identity is non-negotiable and that success is not at odds with authenticity. From the heart, from one Boricua to another, with respect and love, I thank you for reminding us that when one of ours succeed, we all succeed. And I always say that. So when one succeeds, we all succeed at the end of the day. And, shout out to him where he was like, ice out, and basically spoke up for his people. And here's the thing, y'all thinking that that was just the one time that Bad Bunny has spoken out against, the atrocities of the world. Bad Bunny has been very much outspoken in regards of a lot of the atrocities that's gone on in Puerto Rico, including some of the politicians that he has called out for a lot of the stuff they're doing over there and how they're heavily gentrifying Puerto Rico because a lot of these rich idiots, like who was it? One of there was one person. Who was it? The one that's a influencer who became a boxer, whatever the case is. He they're like building luxury resorts and big old houses and mansions and stuff. Oh, because it's cheaper or whatever the case is. So they're like trying to basically gentrify Puerto Rico and put these people out. There's even a video. I remember this when he put out the new album, and there's a music video. It was kind of plays like a movie where you see this old man, and I remember watching it, and literally I just like burst into tears because it just really hit me hard. Where there's an old man that's like in Puerto Rico and he's going through these things and like seeing how fast that the place that he grew up and loved and always fought so hard for is changing at a crazy pace. And he goes down to the store to go get something to eat, and then he's struggling to have a hard time trying to pay for the thing because it's like we don't take cash and it's this and this, and I'm sitting there like I'm getting so frustrated, like I want to dive through the damn TV and strangle that person behind the register because it was just frustrating. And you feel for how something that you grew up knowing and then just fighting so hard for just changes so much due to gentrification and corporate greed or just greed in general. So Bad Bunny's always been out here trying to fight for the people, his people, himself, the people of Puerto Rico. A lot of his music has always been political. So for those of y'all out here who try to act like that he just woke up one morning and decided to be political, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And what I'm also hoping from this as well is that while we see more of this happening, I'm really hoping that with the success of Bad Bunny winning these awards, that this is not just going to be some one and done thing that, oh, look, so we basically just gave Bad Bunny all those stuff. So that should be enough for the rest of you Latinos where we don't have to give y'all no more awards, whatever. Because, a lot of times what irritates me about this industry is how y'all like to use people as political pawns or political footballs in order to push a certain type of agenda. I'm not saying that's what Bad Bunny is doing because Bad Bunny is somebody who is a truly an authentic artist and stands on 10 toes down in what he believes in. But I just hate how the industry likes to tug on people's strings or whatever, or tries to capitalize on certain things because ratings, clout, whatever it is that, plays into that kind of irritates me. So I'm really hoping that this is a real deal, that this opens up opportunities for more artists down the road, like maybe a Carol G or a Fade or, Wisin Yandel or so many others. I was going to say even Daddy Yankee, who is back in the music business. He just ain't doing secular music no more. Now he back doing music for Jesus. So even, so many others, we'll see if those doors open where they can break the glass ceiling and win these big awards and not just at the Latin Grammys, but the American Grammys as well. So, excuse me, shout out to you, Ricky, your fine self, and Benito. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're gonna do on at the Super Bowl on this upcoming Sunday. Because I already got my snacks. I went to Costco earlier, so got my snacks, got everything ready to go. Sunday can't get here fast enough. I'm not rushing the week, but I'm looking forward to eating my snacks and watching the Super Bowl, especially the halftime. So I want to I say all this to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? What Ricky Martin had to say, and the historical win of Bad Bunny at this past Sunday's Grammys, which I heard that they lost 2 million in viewers. I wish I had. Wait, hold on, let me look it up. Because the ratings did come out. What was the ratings? Oh, look, first thing, what was the ratings for the Grammys? How'd y'all know I was looking for that? So, according to reports, it said the 68th annual Grammy Awards averaged 14.4 million viewers in preliminary Nielsen ratings, making a 6% to 6.5% decline in viewership from the 2025 show. The 2025 show had 15.4 million and a second consecutive year of decline. Despite the clip, it remained the most watched award show since the 2025 Oscars, with a high social media presence of 302.5 million video views. So slightly, we'll see how well it does when it goes to ABC next year, because CBS is pretty much done. They no longer have the contract over there at, with the Grammys, and now the Grammys is heading over to the Apple, well, to Disney, I should say. I would go say the Apple network. That would be Apple TV. But no, it's heading over to the Disney network, which is ABC and Hulu. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.